roast me in the comments. That intro clip you just saw was B-roll that I just shot or attempted to shoot for the Rocksolar Nomad portable power station. So, you know, I'm not much of a filmmaker, and this was one of the first times I've really seriously shot B-roll, especially B-roll for digital nomad gear. So I figured it would make sense to kind of have some shots of it inside, some shots of it outside, which explains the cottage shots. So that's how I came up with that. Now, before I get into this video, which is going to be a bit of a review of that power station where I'll share my thoughts, let me know what you thought of that B-roll. Was it exciting? Was it out of focus? Did it drag on for too long? Give me some feedback. I'm working on my filmmaking skills. I'd like to do more B-roll shots in the future. So any tips, advice, feedback you have on that intro sequence would be much appreciated. Don't hold back. You can roast me in the comment section if you'd like. I'm just looking to learn. Anyways, the main purpose of this video isn't to brag or get roasted on my, crappy B-roll making skills. The main purpose of this video is to give some feedback on, my thoughts of this Rocksolar Nomad portable power station. This power station was actually sent to me by Rocksolar on my request. So I guess that makes them this video sponsor, because I thought that, I've been on the think track that portable power stations are going to become and are great tools for freelancers or digital nomads who are looking to go off the grid, explore the world, be able to do the work they need to do, whether that's freelancing or create content or whatever it might be. I think these types of power stations are a great tool to enable that type of lifestyle. So I've been testing out the device for a few months now, and spoiler alert, I think it's pretty awesome. All right, so this is the device. It's a 444 watt-hour portable power station. If you're like me and you're not a physicist or a battery expert and you're wondering, hey, what is a 444 watt-hour power station? What does that mean? Well, based on my tests, that translates into about 7 days of power for all of your devices. And that's based on my test. So I'm a pretty heavy tech user. I'm running my iPad all day, iPhone cameras, AirPods, everything. And most of these things required at least one full charge every day. And this power station got me through 7 days of juice, which is awesome. And by my standards, this would make this a pretty awesome performing power station for people who want to get out there, because 7 days of heavy use, that's a week vacation. If you're, wanting to go somewhere and all you really need is a laptop and an iPhone, for example, and you're not using it 10, 12 hours a day or full time, you could probably get a week and a half to 2 weeks of power with this thing, which is fantastic. So from a performance perspective, this thing definitely gets an A+. This is the biggest option of power station available by Rocksolar, and it really lives up to what you'd expect for, the device that provides the most juice. 7 days is pretty great, and if I was, remote with only my iPad and only my iPhone, could probably get much more time out of it. So I thought it was awesome. From a size perspective, I don't really have much to comment on here. I mean, it's pretty bulky, we know that, and it weighs about 10 pounds. But for something that gives you 7 days of power, really, what do you expect? It's like a small car battery, and to give you that much juice, I think the form factor it's fine, it's reasonable. The only comment that I have on the form factor, that's just personal preference based on me kind of hauling it around, throwing it in the car, taking it to the cottage, is it's constructed of mainly plastic and aluminum, and I thought that it would probably be pretty cool and helpful if it was kind of rubberized to prevent things like dents, scratches, if you dropped it around or brought it to the beach or the cottage and you dropped it down a hill or something. The way it's built right now seems like it's probably prone to being dented or cracked. I didn't really test that out, but that's just me thinking out loud. From a connectivity perspective, it's got 3 AC outlets, 3 USB outlets, and 2 DC ports. From an AC perspective, it was more than enough. Like, I pretty much for the whole week just had my iPhone power brick or my iPad power brick connected into the power station to allow me to quickly and easily charge my iPhone, my iPad, my AirPods, and it functioned just like I would expect these chargers to work if I plugged them into a wall socket, which is awesome. USB as well worked pretty quick. I didn't really test the speed of USB charging. It charged, and I think I only charged my iPhone once using USB, but they worked. The only thing that I would probably ask for here is there's two DC outlets, which I don't really use. Would have been cool to swap one of those out for something like USB-C. A lot of devices are now coming with USB-C cables. And, you know, companies like Apple don't always give you power bricks anymore, just the cable. So if you're, you know, stranded somewhere with a USB-C cable and this thing and you don't have the power brick, you might be out of luck, but it's not a huge deal. You know, simple solution, be prepared, bring a power brick. That was my only feedback on the connectivity. Would have been nice to see USB-C. And I just kicked the camera there, so sorry about that. And lastly, on the top of the device, there are these LED indicators to tell you approximately how much charge is left. Worked fine. You hit the check battery button and it shows you kind of how much juice you have left. The one thing I was confused about is there's circular indicators and then rectangular. I never really saw the rectangular indicators light up. I don't know if they've just been left there, like if this faceplate was used for a different model and they're just using it on this model. I don't know if they function or not. I was confused with what their purpose was for, but not a big deal. The indicator showed me how much juice I had left, and honestly, never really spent much time checking it over the week. Not a big deal. Overall, I thought this device was awesome. It's my first big portable power station. I've had like little portable ones just for my iPhone over the years, but this thing is awesome. I used it for a week. I used it as my only source of power for that week, and it got me through 7 days, which is fantastic. I'm considering leaving it up at my girlfriend's cottage so that if I ever want to work on the hammock or by the lake, I can easily do that, and this device is more than capable to help accommodate that type of lifestyle for me. So if you're a freelancer, a digital nomad, and you'd like to get your hands on either this device or a similar Rocksolar device, I'll leave an Amazon affiliate link in the description. Check them out, see if there's something that fits your lifestyle, but you know, I seriously recommend it. It's been pretty cool for me, and it's now going to be a part of my life. I'm going to have this, bring it around to the cottage, road trips, things like that. I think it's an awesome tool, and for a freelancer like me, who doesn't always like to work in my office or on my couch, it adds that level of flexibility that I think is really cool. So anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Until next time, cheers.